ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another dense review. Today we're going to be reviewing the Keychron K5 SE low profile or ultra slim. I have the keyboard right here. This is the bad boy in question. It does just has that singular port, and then it has these switches there for Bluetooth, cable, and then Windows, Mac. This keyboard, I think, is one of the better keyboards I've used. One of the best. For low profile, you get the right switches in this bad boy. They are fucking awesome. I think I've just found I'm not a big fan of linear switches, but I put some banana tactile switches in, and oh baby, this thing is like a dream to type on. Now, I don't think it's my favorite switch and like combo, though I do love the ultra slim. That is very, very thin compared to what a traditional keyboard, mechanical keyboard is. And it is nice to type on something that's a little closer to a laptop, which is what I'm most acquainted to typing on. I have a Lenovo Legion 5 Slim that I'm currently using. I had a Lenovo Legion 5 Pro, and the like lower profile laptop keys are nice, and I use them a lot. I was hoping I could throw this in my bag to take with me, and I could just lay on top. It didn't work out logistically as I was hoping, but it is a phenomenal keyboard. You might be wondering, wow, what is your experience with keyboards? Well, I really like mechanical keyboards. Thank you, Hippiotech Glarses, for getting me addicted to the keyboard hobby. I have a Keychron C2, that is a traditional. It is just wired, but I have a bunch of switches for that. And I have a bunch of other mechanical keyboards that I had before. My very first mechanical keyboard is an on-wired one that came from Walmart, ONN. It had the loudest possible clicky blues you could stuff into a keyboard. I then upgraded to a Black Widow, Razer Black Widow. I don't know the year, to be honest, but it had their clicky, green clicky switches, and I ran with that years, like literally years, until I decided to get a Keychron C2 with browns, which I did like, but they were a little light, but I thought they were hot swappable, and I accidentally bought the white backlight no RGB version. So I had bought switches and I needed a keyboard to put them in. So I found the exact same model, but it is RGB and it was hot swappable, guaranteed this time, with some linear red. I got those in, and then I got myself a set of yellows, Gateron yellows, which are different than Gateron bananas. They're tactile. Yellows were linear. They had a lot heavier spring, which I really did enjoy having in my keyboard. So I went and switched to those. Then I got Glarses purple, which was something I had ordered, and part of the reason why I actually was looking for something hot swappable. I do like them. They feel really good, but the RGB didn't really show through. The lights didn't show through the keyboard as much as I liked, so I ended up going back to my yellows, because sometimes I'm gaming in the dark and, you know, need to type some stuff, and I like the good RGB shine through, the nice lights shining through the keycaps. What can I say? I'm a sucker for RGB. All right, the gamer hardcore shit broke through my brain and rotted it, so I need RGB or lighting on my keyboard. I think I could try them. They were on sale. I got some Acco V3 blue cream blue switches that I absolutely adore. They are my favorite switch. They're not really loud, but they have a nice clack to them, and they feel really good. I really love the feel of them. They are probably my favorite switch I've tried so far, other than Glarses purple. I don't know, even though I think I might like the Acco V3 creams more than the Glarses purples. They're a little more expensive. I will say they're perfect. I love these switches. Now, I did recently buy other switches, Bumblebee. I think it was Bumblebee linear, just to try, because maybe, you know, because I didn't mind the heavy spring yellows, Gateron yellows that I had, so maybe I was like, oh, maybe I'll like those. I think they're in an equal thing, and they were on sale, so I was like, I'll try them. I put them in. I wasn't as big of a fan of them, so I ended up going back to my Acco V3 creams switches, and yeah, I have a bunch of keyboard like sound tests for you guys, so we could just roll through a bunch of them and you guys can decide which one you like better. Let's go to the sound test. Take it away.
This is a test of the Low Pro Keychron SE K5 Low Pro with the red linears that it came with. Alright, spacebar. This is the low-profile Keychron K5 SE with the Gateron banana switches that I had recently purchased. Sneak peek a little bit. I really do like these switches. This is with the Acco V3 Cream Blue switches. Alright, so I did not completely replace the Gateron red linear switches that came with my Keychron C2 when I bought it, but I have replaced the spacebar, the arrow keys, and the zero. I figured that's a very decent baseline of all the different keycaps, like sizes and stabilizers. That should give a fairly decent comparison as to the low profile version of said switches. So let's just do a little type test there. Okay, this one is just a little bit of fun for you guys, and just want to show them off. I've had them since the original batch drop, but these are the Cherry MX Purples glasses. So I'm going to do a little sound test for you. These are browns. These are essentially MX Browns, but with I think a heavier spring. I personally do like how they feel, but I'm a little bit of a sucker for shine through, so you just can't see them. But it's the spacebar, the arrow keys, and the zero on the numpad is the ones we're testing.
So what did you think of the sound test? I personally really like the feel and of the banana switches and the low profile, just having that really good click button with not very much travel force. I personally really like that, though I think I still like my Acco V3. Very impressed with low profile keyboards. Now I will have to say there's different versions. There's Gateron's version of low profiles and there's Kale. They have different ways of doing keycaps, so you kind of have to be cautious, which is something I do warn about low profile keys and keyboards, is you have to be wary of that kind of stuff. The height difference is insane. This is the height of a normal keyboard. That is literally the height difference of these keyboards. They are insane. the difference between them. It is just insane, the amount of difference in height, and they sound pretty good. They're a lot more tactile. I'd be willing to dive deep into the low profile keyboard scene again. I do have another keyboard I am looking at and waiting for it to go on sale to review. I'll give you a little hint. It's the 8-bit mechanical keyboard. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Would you guys get into the low profile mechanical keyboards? There's something that's kind of coming up here, pop culture, you know, they're kind of rising up out of the depth. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a like. If you like the channel, you can subscribe and turn on notification bells to get notified of all further uploads. And if you really want to help me out, click the cards in the video to take more content. And with that all ado, adios.
You